So I'm going to demonstrate the active cycle of breathing technique, and this video is aimed to consolidate what your physiotherapist has already taught you. The active cycle of breathing is a simple technique that is aimed to generate airflow throughout the lungs so that we can get air behind the secretions to loosen them away from the airway wall. And we also do a combination of more forceful breaths, which is designed to move those loosened secretions further up towards the larger airways so that then they can be coughed and cleared. So let's do it together now. I'm going to demonstrate. As I said at the beginning, please do incorporate this or use this as an aid to what your physiotherapist has already taught you. So your physiotherapist might have got you doing this breathing exercise in a different position. I'm going to do it in sitting today just because it's easier for you to see. And the first thing for me to say is if you have been advised to take any inhalers or any nebulizers before you do the active cycle of breathing, please make sure you've done those. So sitting comfortably, if we are in the sitting position, we're going to make sure we're sat nice and upright, shoulders back so that we can get that space for our rib cage and our lungs to expand. And we're going to start with just some gentle breaths. So if you're somebody that gets particularly breathless, or if you've been charging around and you've just sat down, please take this time to settle your breathing down first of all. So we tend to put one hand on the top, one hand on the tummy, and just make sure that it's the lower part of the chest that is moving. So nice settled breathing. If you're feeling rested already, you might not need to do this bit. So let's go into the first bit of the exercise. We're going to do some really nice, big, deep breaths. And I want you to try and fill up from here first before you then come into the top part of your chest. So a really great, big, deep breath. And when you get to the top, I want you to hold that breath. So you're holding your lungs full of air. And I'm going to do for between 3 and 5 seconds. You may have been told otherwise, or you may have been told not to do a hold. But I'm going to hold it for 3 seconds. So I'm going to do a big breath in. And then I let the air gently out through my mouth. You might have been told to do it through your nose, either or. I'm going in through my nose again. And this is the third breath. Okay, so I've done 3 big breaths with a 3-second hold at the top. I've let the air out gently, completely relaxed breath out. And that breath out, you're not pushing all of the air out, you're just letting it out to the natural end of your breath out. So once we've done the big deep breaths with the breath hold, then just go back to doing some relaxed breathing to catch your breath if you need to. And then we're going to move on to do what's called the huff. So you might have been told by your physiotherapist that this is similar to steaming up a mirror, steaming up your glasses or your sunglasses and giving them a polish. It's a really forceful breath out with an open mouth. And that is designed to move any of the secretions that have already loosened up towards the larger airway so that we can cough them out, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to demonstrate now. I'm going to do a breath in through my nose first, brief pause, and then I'm going to do the forceful breath out. I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do one more. And I'm now going to cough. So I'm going to now do the whole regime through in one go without speaking so that you can see it. So I'm going to do relaxed breathing to start with to set myself up and prepare myself. I'm then going to do 3 big, deep breaths with a 3-second hold at the top and a relaxed breath out. I'm then going to pause to catch my breath. I'm then finally going to do 3 huffs and a cough. So here we go. Follow along with me if you want to. So there we go. That was a full cycle, 1 cycle of the active cycle of breathing technique. And your physiotherapist will have probably told you to do a certain number of cycles or to repeat the cycles for a certain number of time. It is that repetition of these 3 elements of the active cycle of breathing technique. So the big breaths with the breath hold, the huff, the cough, that really generate that airflow to help move those secretions. Just doing it once isn't going to be enough. So please do follow your physiotherapist's advice and use this video as you feel you need to. I hope it was helpful.